So just jumping right in, it seems like AMC at CinemaCon had a lot to go for, and honestly, I'm here for some of it. But the thing is, will this really help? Some of it will, some of it might not. But let's see. So I know they announced that they're going to expand 40 new Dolby screens across the country. Now, 40 new screens, I don't think that's really a lot, but it's more than what we had, I guess, so that's fine. And they said to roll them out by 2027. Now, does that mean some theaters will have two and ones that didn't have a Dolby theater will have one finally? Or does that mean, what I basically broke down, but it's not really clear and which theaters get them, which theaters don't, what state, what city, it's things to question. Now, in my personal opinion, what they should do is add a new Dolby screen and a new Imax screen to most AMCs. Because if there's an IMAX theater, there's usually only one. And I think IMAX is really the future of going to the theater. That's just my honest opinion. Now, what they could do, theoretically, is do that, because people seem to like to go to IMAX. I know IMAX has a lot of cool releases this year, Snow White not being one of them. But I know Sinners and Warfare seem to have some IMAX traction going for them, which is a great thing. I plan on seeing both of those in IMAX. I plan on seeing Thunderbolt, Superman, Jurassic World, and Fantastic Four in IMAX. Maybe even Wicked for Good if it is releasing in IMAX. And a lot of people are excited for that format. So I don't understand why not expand that format instead of Dolby, or honestly expand both. They're both wonderful formats. I have enjoyed every Dolby or IMAX experience screening I've been to. It is way better than going to the regular theater, unfortunately. And I know their announcement for IMAX was that they were going to enhance the screenings with the laser technology. Great, over 180 of those are going to get the laser technology, which all props to you, but that doesn't change the issue that AMC seems to be having with getting people out to the damn theater in the first place. Now, it's still the beginning of the second quarter of 2025, and after that harsh first quarter, it is very clear to show that the box office just doesn't have pull. Even with really good titles like Novocaine, Mickey 17, The Day the Earth Blew Up, Captain America is the highest money making movie of the year. Even if it's fine, it's not terrible, it's not a disaster like everyone says it is, but you can see the problems with that film, which is what it would turn people off. Snow White would turn people off. But I think movies like Sinners and Warfare are going to flip the box office upside down. I do believe Minecraft will help. I do believe Minecraft will help. So the big thing that we wanted to talk about is AMC Entertainment CEO says 3 of 6 major studios agree 45-day window is needed. Honestly, I don't think 45 days is enough, but I do get it. And he basically straight up said that I have at least 3 of the 6 major studios who are completely in agreement that we need to bring back the 45-day window. He told Deadline on Wednesday as the biggest annual event for theater owners and studios kicks into high gear in Vegas, and that's a good start. Now, if you look at every studio except for Disney, the window is 18 to 36 days. For Disney, the window is 60 days. Good for Disney, and Disney's been a very successful studio. So we shall see. But the largest exhibitor in the United States is in serious dialogue with studio after studio after studio because we as an industry are leaving money on the table by not living up to the 45-day window. Now, I agree, but if I remember correctly, the standard was 70 days. I think that used to be the standard, especially if it was a big movie in the box office. I could be wrong. But if I remember correctly, I believe the standard is 70 days. Was 70 days for a long time. And it went down to 45, then it went down, now it's 36. And they're saying after like a 4, 2, 3, 4 weeks, they throw the movie on streaming, and then now there's no money to be got. And if they paid attention to Disney, 60 days is a phenomenal time frame. Hell, it helped Inside Out 2 incredibly in 2024. Remember, they wasn't going to put Inside Out 2 on streaming for 100 days. So Inside Out 2 had to be in theaters for 100 days, and it made money every week it was out because people have more incentive to run to the theaters if they have to wait long to see it. Make sense? So if you guys really wanted to see a change, yeah, I think this is a good switch up. I think changing to a longer format is a start, but Hollywood needs to put out content worth seeing, worth a damn, because they're just not. I mean, some people are trying, but unfortunately, the audience is just too turned off right now. Now, again, I'm hoping that turns around with the second quarter of this year because there are some really solid films coming out, or some interesting ones, some beautiful looking ones, some creative looking ones that I think people really need to go to the theater to experience. So that's my big hope, is that the box office does turn around in 25 because it needs to happen, but Hollywood needs to give the audience something to watch, something to be excited for. Because the content for the last couple of years ain't been the best. Some great ones in the middle, but a lot of not so good ones in the mix. And then you gotta abandon the message. As the drinker said, the message is dead and Snow White was the funeral. Beautiful, because it's true. The box office is dying, and that's because, Hollywood kind of killed it. And it was the same thing with Snow White. It's dead because Disney killed it. You know what I'm saying? Like the studios are kind of getting it, but they're still on the same time of, we're not going to put out what we need to put out. But the audience is saying, we want better. We want entertainment. We want cinema. So give us cinema. So now the studios is in their hands. The ball's in their court. The audience have spoken. The movie critics have spoken. The people have spoken. Now, if you add in the 45 to 50-day window, hell, they should just jump back to 60, in my opinion. Do what Disney does. Jump back to 60, bring in some solid ass movies. Stop being afraid to push the narrative, or stop being afraid that you're going to offend people, when in reality, the people who are also online are the ones who don't go to the theater. You got to look at where your money comes from. And that's what defines the business. And also, if we're going to be honest here, a good amount of movie money, I won't say most, but a large amount of it comes from concessions. And if I had to be honest, some of the best concession I've seen for AMC in my lifetime is AMC at Fashion District. So I'm a Philly boy. I'm saying that every chance I get. I'm a Philly boy, and they opened AMC at Fashion District a few years ago. And I go to that Fashion District AMC any chance I get. It's just like a little thing for me, so I can enjoy myself, get my time to myself. And they have a great concession stand. They have wings and boneless wings and burgers and chicken sandwiches and pizza and milkshakes and stuff like that. If every AMC applied that energy to AMC theaters, and if they renovated the theaters that need to be renovated to look nicer and more appealing to people, oh yeah, you would definitely see a crazy revenue jump for AMC. If AMC decided that it was okay to keep the movies in the theater longer, make the concessions better, make the theaters nicer. I know a lot of theaters are going to go under renovations over the next couple of years. So who knows? We might see AMC making nothing but money by 2028. We just have to wait to see. But I'm glad you guys sat through this. If you made it all the way to the end, support the channel, like, comment, subscribe for more. And I'll see you on the next one.